evening, everybody, and welcome to it was a rainy day here in Odessa today, but Ratliff has cleared off after about 3 inches or so of rain at the Thornhill house. We didn't have as much here at Ratliff. It has cleared off, and it looks to be a good night for football here at the old ball yard. 72 degrees now, will only cool down to about 70. It is still cloudy, 81% humidity, but a 50% chance of rain maybe throughout the game. Wind northeast at 17 and no gust. The toss was won by the opponent. First time that the Broncos have played an out-of-state opponent, and that is Buckeye, Arizona. The Buckeye Union Hawks have won the toss, and when we come back, we'll have tonight's opening kickoff.
From the creators of Dr. Pepper comes the story of a town where every day is Saturday and everyone is a fan. And this fall comes the most dramatic season I can feel it of their lives. What is it?
New neighbor sheriff.
We're bad fans.
Everyone wants that trophy.
Are you kidding me?
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville, kicking off this fall.
Trans Global Productions and Dr. Pepper Game of the Week brought to you in part by Medical Center Hospital, Rosa's Cafe and Tortilla Factory, and Complex Community Federal Credit Union. So the Broncos will kick off to start the ball game to the opponent. That means that Kane Cordova will put his foot into it to get the home opener underway. Now the Hawks are going to be starting a different quarterback tonight. Previous 2 games, their 2 starters have combined for 20 of 26 for a little over 300 yards. And the guy that's starting tonight, Tristan Hall, has thrown all of 1 pass and completed that 1 pass in the first 3 games. Now the ball was fumbled and finally picked up, and they're going to get him back at the 8-yard line. So let's call in Kyle Hubbard. We're on defense, so what's the defense going to have to do tonight to get a win?
I think the defense needs to think about getting some turnovers tonight, Barry, get some pressure on this young quarterback, the new one as you're talking about, for this Buckeye Union Hawk offense. Get some pressure on him, force some turnovers, get some big plays early defensively, get it to their offense, and at the same time do the same thing offensively, get some big plays out of their offensive side of the ball as well.
Well, if they throw the ball, they'll throw it either to Jaheim Rosetta, number 15, or Elijah Amin. He's number 17, and he's a very tall youngster, but instead they hand the ball off to start off, and just about no gain as Josh Rollison, 5'10 senior, 195, is caught at the line of scrimmage.
That's Nate. That is Nathan Medina from his defensive end position for the Bronco defense, coming down from that defensive end spot, sliding down the line of scrimmage for no gain on first down.
Why don't you hit the starters on defense after this? Tristan Hall, the quarterback, looks like he may throw it here. Nope, going to keep it and run it. And again, caught at the line of scrimmage, actually about a half a yard loss where Charles McClure gets him.
The defensive line for the Odessa High Broncos is defensive end number 55, Joe Bolanos, along with Nathan Medina, number 66. The nose tackle is number 57, Julian Adame. The outside linebackers are 47, Brandon McClendon, and 43, Aaron Montez. The inside linebackers, number 48, Cade Mendoza, number 28, Christian Gamboa. We'll try to get the secondary here in just a moment.
So it's going to be 3rd and long for the Hawks. Hand it off inside, and again, they're going to be caught dead to rights at about the 3-yard line. The Broncos will have none of that. They hand the ball off inside, and they try to get some yardage out of Sergio Resendez, but no go.
Cade Mendoza from his inside linebacker position, number 48, made the play quickly. The corners for that Broncos secondary, number 17, Alex Perales, number 9, Christian Ochoa. The safeties, Parker Cherry, number 3, and number 20, Charles McClure, rounding out the back end of that Bronco defense. Great job of 3 and out to start the ball game.
Resendez only 2 for 7 yards before that carry. Now they're going to kick the ball away. Enrique Angulo will see it roll dead inside the 50, and the Broncos will start off with tremendous field position at the Hawks 47-yard line.
Well, that Bronco defense did exactly what I said they needed to do and what they showed they needed to do. 3 and out on that first series. Got absolutely nothing. We're talking about the Hawks offensively. And now the Bronco offense is going to go to work in excellent field position at the Hawk 47.5-yard line.
Broncos ran for 216 of their 264 last week, and most of that was done by Josh Lara, who gets the carry here. His little dancing's going to get him a first down. He may go. He may go. Will they catch him? No, they won't. He's going to go on the opening play of the game from Ratliff. So the home opener goes 47 yards on play number 1, and the Broncos are on the board early, awaiting the extra point from Kane Cordova.
That was just a quick pitch or toss to Lara going to the left side. Had a little bit of penetration on that left side. He did a good job of cutting back and finding a lane to get into some open field, and boy, once he got going, it was, as Barry likes to say, boogity boogity right on down the sideline for that first Bronco touchdown here of 2018 at home.
Cordova's good, and Johnny on the spot with the extra point. So at 9:36 to play in the first quarter, the Broncos have broken on top 7-0.
Wake up to eggs cooked to perfection, savory bacon, sausage and chorizo, and hot, fresh flour tortillas. Drive through for breakfast at Rosa's Cafe. Rosa's combines all your favorites into tasty breakfast tacos and serves them hot and fresh to get your day started right. Or try Rosa's Migas plate with beans and potatoes. Feeding a group? Rosa's breakfast taco platter is the perfect fit. So rise and shine. Life and breakfast is better at Rosa's Cafe.
Let's go!
The Texas oil boom has returned, and Rexco Poly Fittings is your Lone Star choice in polyethylene, steel, and brass needs with a wide variety to choose from. Locally owned and operated in the Permian Basin since 1982, Rexco's experienced staff will help you get the right fittings and valves to help you get the job done. Go to RexcoPoly.com. Rexco, your poly supply company located in Midland and Odessa.
Let's go!
Up a little. Trans Global Productions and Dr. Pepper Game of the Week brought to you in part by the Booster Club at Odessa High, Booster Club at Permian, and Paul Evans Carpet. Well, Lara last week, 29 carries, 174 yards, a long of 20. He goes 47 on his first carry of this game. In week 2, one play, 47 yards, 14 seconds. Cordova extra point puts the Broncos on top at 7-0. I was going to ask you what they're going to have to do offensively to win the ball game, and sorry you didn't have a chance to elaborate.
I was going to say big plays offensively works, and that was a big one for sure to start the ball game with.
Well, they kick it right back to the same player who fumbles it again, but there he goes, up the middle. But they're going to get him at about the 33-yard line, and the Hawks will be back on offense for the second time tonight.
I think we ought to give a little credit, Barry, on that first offensive series to those guys up front. Luis Nunez, number 79 at right tackle, number 72 Justin Aguirre, Lewis Wilson also up front, along with number 68 Brandon Jones and number 76 Kevin Majors. Did a good job up front of clearing that way for Lara to get that long touchdown run to start the ball game for our Broncos.
Now they're going to try to run it again here as they have the one back in the backfield with the quarterback Tristan Hall. Hall is a sophomore, 5'4", 125 pounds. They hand it off to the backup quarterback tonight. Normally he's a receiver. This is Yahim Rosetta, number 15, and he gets a good amount of yardage out to the 38 for a gain of 5.
Little jet sweep right there from the inside slot position coming to the far side. Good play for them, good blocking, and Charles McClure read it very well from his safety position to make the tackle, but not before about a 5 to 6 yard gain.
Like I said, Rosetta hadn't run the ball for much of anything before tonight, but they're trying to do some different things with a different quarterback starting. So this will be a third down coming up. After that one went absolutely nowhere again, as that Bronco front is collapsing all over the quarterback Hall. A third down, and he lost a yard, so 3rd and 6.
There's our Trans Global Productions instant replay for you folks. You saw the initial penetration come from Cade Mendoza there to help bust that up in the backfield. Good job by him reading that play and forcing a 3rd and about 5 here for the Buckeye Union Hawks.
So it's going to be a 3rd down passing play of 6 yards needed. Rosetta thought he was going to throw it for a second. No, he runs it, but again, he has nowhere to go as he's able to only get about a yard before he's taken down and injured in the process. So we'll take a break while we check on the injured player. When we come back, it'll be punt time for the Hawks.
For great flooring values and real customer service, forget the frustration of the big box stores. Paul Evans trained flooring professionals will save you time, money, and hassle on your next flooring project. Whether do-it-yourself or professionally installed, Paul Evans offers great values on carpet, tile, hardwood, and waterproof flooring. Paul Evans Flooring, Odessa and Midland. For over 30 years,
you just can't beat a Paul Evans deal.
Try Texas Burger's new Banana Royale. You'll love it.
Our Transglobal Productions Dr. Pepper Game of the Week brought to you in part by Diamond Pump and Transport and by Odessa College. So the Bronco defense for the 2nd time tonight has done the job as they allow only 5 total yards after the kick return out to the 33-yard line. Now Enrique Angulo, who had an ugly kick the first time around, will come back to punt again. This one's a little bit better. Can be returned, and it's picked up by McClure, who is hit and then loses the ball. And let's see who comes up with it. There's a lot of Bronco jerseys there, and they say, I think that it's them that come up with the ball, and coming up on the bottom of the pile is the freshman, Joe Bolanos.
Well, good job by him being heads up there to get on that football, but that was a kind of a tricky way to try to field that punt. If you can't get to it, get away from it. It's more important to have possession, which the Broncos luckily did, and they will start on their own 36-yard line here with their 2nd possession of the game.
Yeah, that's interesting. McClure fumbled last week, and then he certainly made up for it with a 97-yard kickoff return that was the difference in the ball game in that win against Lubbock Monterey last week. So they go back to Josh Lara. Lara gets close to 9.
Good blocking up front again by that Bronco offensive line. Lara just picked a hole off the left side and got up between the A and B gap, which is between the center guard and the guard tackle. Did a good job of getting upfield, as Barry said, for a nice 9-yard gain.
Actually, they're going to give him 8, so 2nd and 2 from the 44-yard line. Trey Smith will go in motion. They're going to snap it directly to Lara. In the Wildcat offense, Lara's going to have the first and a little bit more. Running up behind the left side, behind a Gary and Brandon Jones, one of the captains. And the straight snap back to Lara will result in another Bronco first down.
Yeah, a little different look from the Bronco offense there, trying to, as you can see on our replay there, once they motioned Smith out of the backfield, just a straight snap and a good first down for the Broncos.
Lara again, boy, he got a lot of work last week. Going to carry this one down to the 45-yard line. What did he have last week? 27 carries, I think. Let me look.
As Barry looks that up, this Buckeye Union Hawk defense, you're going to see a 4-man down lineman front, a couple of linebackers, depending on the formation. A lot of juniors up front for this Buckeye Union Hawk defense. We'll try to give you a little more info as we go through here.
He had 29 carries last week against Monterey. They're going to lean on him again. At least they appear to do so early on. Smith, though, will keep it on this time. Pulled it back on the, well, he's down the sideline. He may go all the way. If they don't get him at the 5, they're going to push him out inside the 5-yard line. Trey Smith, who scored twice last week, almost got that one into the end zone. Had an 8-yard run and a 13-yard run, but there is a flag lying there on the green carpet back here at the 44-yard line, and that's usually hold.
They're going to probably get a holding call here on the outside
wide receiver.
Yep. This will be Terrell Pierce with the call, our head referee. We'll give you those guys in a moment.
Holding. Offense. 10 yards to spot the foul. We play second down.
That is Terrell Pierce, our head referee. Dow Watson is our umpire. Christopher Shields is our line judge. The head linesman, Michael Booker. And the back judge is Noe Muniz. This is a Permian Basin chapter officiating crew. So the holding penalty out here, you probably saw it on the replay, took 2 guys out. That's what enabled Smith to get on around the corner. And the penalty backs it up to the Bronco 45.
So 2nd and 16, Smith will throw it. He has a man wide open down the right sideline, but he cannot connect with Tyrone Caulfield. And Caulfield sees it fly over his head. He caught 2 passes last week for 20 yards against Monterey with a long of 12. The other was 8 yards. So now 3rd and a bunch.
Yeah,
so let's dig deep in your playbook here.
Well, 3rd and 15 here. I think you want to be careful. You don't want to give them a turnover and some momentum. Maybe a quick screen of some kind, something real quick to maybe get somebody in open space. But you want to try to get yards, and if nothing else, give yourself a chance to put them deep with a punt.
Well, Lara did catch 2 last week. He does throw it over the middle. Smith way too tall. Had a man open and could not connect with him, threw it behind and above him, and it falls incomplete. That would have been well enough for the first and about 10 or 12 more, but incomplete.
And you would think that Trey Smith would like to have those last 2 passes back because both receivers were open. He just put a little too much on that pass there, and if he could have put some air on the one underneath the one before that, you're exactly right. The receiver had the defensive back beat, but the Broncos have to line up and punt the football.
Last week, 6 of 14. That's 43% completion. He needs to try to get that up around 65%. So now for the 3rd time tonight, the Hawks will be on offense. The first time was from their 8. They lost 4 yards punted. Next time, 33. Ended up gaining 5 total before punting, and now they start from the 19 with possession number 3. Broncos have the lead. After the opening play of the ball game on offense, went 47 yards with Lara on a run, and they lead 7-0.
Total here, according to our fine statistician, Mr. Thornhill here, with 2 possessions, the Hawks have
1 yard.
2 yards.
2 yards.
Got 2 yards.
Well, he wobbles the ball out there, and it's going to be a no-gainer. A good job of getting the ball to the receiver, but a great job by the defense. Was that Brandon McClendon?
Number 16 for the Broncos. That was number 16 on the tackle there for the Broncos on the bubble screen.
Gerardo?
Yep, Irvin Gerardo, a senior defensive back playing for the Broncos there. Did a nice job of reading that and tackling that for about a half-yard gain. Good job of reading that.
Well, they end up with about a yard, closer to half actually, so they're going to run the ball here. Tristan Hall nowhere to go. The defensive line completely converges on him. In fact, so many of them that I can't even grab a number. One of them I know was Nathan Medina. Who are the others?
Aaron Montez from his outside linebacker position, number 43, was there. Cade Mendoza also there. The Bronco defensive front 7 right now is dominating the line of scrimmage, Barry. This Buckeye Union team probably has not seen this type of quickness in a while, especially the first 3 ball games they've played this year.
Yeah, they won 2 of them. In fact, they had a blowout win the first week, a close win the second week, and then a blowout loss last week. So now 3rd and 15 facing the Hawks. Is Hall going to run it? Is he going to throw it? He tries to throw the ball out and has it way too tall. Tried to get to Wyatt Green. Wyatt Green is not 8 foot tall and so not able to come up with it. And so for the 3rd time tonight, Angulo will have to come out and pump the ball back to the Broncos.
Yeah, that Wyatt Green was open in the flat, but because of the rollout pressure, he didn't have a good chance. I'm talking about their quarterback, Tristan Hall, of getting the ball to that guy in the flat. And as you said, Broncos 3 possessions defensively from their standpoint. and 3 3-and-outs. So that's a great job early by the Bronco defense.
Now this one's going to bounce.
Going to be out of bounds. Let's see, Barry. They're going to walk up. They're going to call this right at about the 48-yard line inside Hawk territory. So the Bronco offense is going to start off with excellent field position with 3:25 left in the first quarter.
Now they had the ball at their 47, one play TD. Next time they're 36. Got out to the near midfield, and in fact we're down inside the 5, but a penalty brought that run back. And now for the third time tonight on offense, and they will start at the 48.
Oh, look at there. That's a nice job up inside by
quarterback.
The quarterback, Trey Smith, to pick up a nice about a 7-yard gain. Here's our Transglobal Productions instant replay. That's a design quarterback run with Laura leading the way through the hole on the right side. Good blocking, good job, and a good read by Smith to get up inside for 7 yards.
Down to the 41-yard line. Going to bring up a second down play. And that should be enough for the first. Looks like he's about a half a yard beyond.
It'll be close. That's Laura on the inside handoff. Bronco offensive line did a good job, a good surge, but they're going to mark him just a little short, Barry, of the little on the other side of the 39-yard line.
So it's going to be third and less than a yard needed by the Broncos. Certainly going to be a running down. Pick your poison. Do you want Laura if you're the defense, or do you want Trey Smith?
I think they're going to give this one to Laura and let him bust it up inside there.
Smith had 10 carries for 62. Both of them averaged over 6 carries, 6 yards per carry. So this will be Trey, and Trey running as tough as I've ever seen him down to the 28-yard line for a gain of 11.
Well, as usual, I was wrong there. Watch the replay. They're going to kind of fake a little pitch outside, and then Laura just took off down around the left end, walked out of I should say run out of a arm tackle there, and before he's brought down, he gets to the 29-yard line. Good running, as you said, by Trey Smith.
Buckeye, first team timeout.
So they gave him 10, not 11. 1:51 to play in the first quarter. Broncos lead 7-0. Our Transglobal Productions Dr. Pepper Game of the Week brought to you in part by Texas Burger and State Farm Insurance agent Mike Podzimny. Buckeye, Arizona is 30 miles due west of downtown Phoenix, in case you're wondering. Population 63,000. Listed in the last 5 years as one of the fastest growing cities in the U.S. A couple of people of note from there, the author Upton Sinclair and current Major League player Cale Calhoun.
Wow, for the Angels, the outfielder.
Yep, he's from Buckeye High School. So Smith will throw the ball. He's got a man wide open, and Tyrone Caulfield from 29 yards out will make the first touchdown grab of the season for him. First touchdown pass of the year for Smith.
Watch the replay. This is just a post pattern by Caulfield. He runs by both the safety in the corner. They were beaten badly on that play. Smith this time took his time, put a little air under the ball, and let Caulfield run under it. Nice throw, nice catch, and a nice touchdown for the Broncos on their third series of the ball game. Beautiful pass.
Yep, good route too.
Good route.
Kane Cordova good. Johnny on the spot with the extra point. And with 1:43 to play in the first quarter, Broncos have the 2 TD lead over the Buckeye Hawks at 14-0.
BCM and Associates Incorporated, the Oilfield Undertaker. BCM provides turnkey services to plug and abandon oil and gas wells in the Permian Basin. BCM has 7 highly trained plugging crews based in Odessa and Hobbs, New Mexico. BCM will prepare and file regulatory forms. We also buy leases for production and salvage. Go to bcmandassociates.com for services, pipe, plus equipment for sale. bcmandassociates.com. The Oilfield Undertaker.
What's freshness? It's the perfect crispy taco filled with delicious fresh-made beef, lettuce, cheese, and the perfect tomato crown. It's vegetables prepared daily for Taco Villa's famous free salsa bar. It's a hot apple burrito, lightly dusted with a sweet blend of cinnamon and sugar. At breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Taco Villa is cooking fresh to give you the flavor you deserve. Taco Villa. Freshness fanatics love.
5% range.
Odessa Regional Medical Center, Hokenthorpe CPAs. That's 2 of our Transglobal Productions Dr. Pepper Game of the Week sponsors. We appreciate all of them that make these weekly broadcasts possible from Ratliff Stadium, storied Ratliff Stadium. So the drive, 48 yards, 4 plays, minute 42 seconds. The 29-yard strike from Smith to Caulfield. And the Broncos on the board for the second time in this opening quarter.
Beautiful pass, as I said. It was a great route design. Smith took his time and got the ball where it needed to be. And it was a beautiful, beautiful pass and catch. And that's a good job by number 12 for Buckeye Union right there. Coming up to make the play on that little short kickoff. Number 12 is Jonathan Salea, a senior running back, defensive back for the Hawks, to give them pretty good field position at their own 36-yard line.
Now, the last time they were at the 19, the best before this drive was the 33. Ended up gaining 5 before getting shut down by the Bronco defense. Now 1st and 10. All will hand it off and get some positive yardage this time for one of the few times tonight. They hand the ball off inside to David Burka, number 30. He gets out to the 41-yard line, so a gain of 5.
Joe Bolanos from his defensive end position making the play for the Broncos, but that was a nice little run for them right there on 1st down.
He's a true freshman.
Wow.
So this is the first game in what we hope to see a 4-year career playing on the Odessa Bronco defense.
Did a good job there. He played very well early.
We're all going to be old men time he graduates.
Speak for yourself. Well, you're right. We'll both be old before we get there. Yeah. 3 wideouts down here, Barry. Let's see if they throw the ball on the 2nd and 5 here.
Burka again gets the carry, and he lost the ball, but it might be. Now, he wasn't on the ground when it came loose, so let's see what they call. Burka on the ball carrier. And they do say it is Bronco ball, and I think, was it McClure, number 20, that came up?
Well, he made the recovery, but let's see if it's Julian Adame, number 57. There he is right there. Well, tell you what, 47 also for the Broncos. That's from his defensive linebacker position, Brandon McClendon. I'm going to give him credit for causing that fumble. And I think you're right, McClure might have got on it, but it's a first turnover of the game. The Broncos are set up in excellent field position.
Yep, they're the 44-yard line of the opponent. Hawks tried to put the stop on the Broncos offense, will ride Laura out inside the 25. They're going to mark him at the 23, so he gets 21 yards on that one carry.
Watch him as he goes to the left here on our Trans Global Productions Instant Replay. Good blocking on the left side, good alley, big, huge alley for him to run through there. And ridden out of bounds at the Buckeye Union 22-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Broncos.
Pitch it to Laura again. Laura riding over the right side of the line will get down close to the 15, so that's going to be within 2 of a first down. Running behind Kevon Majors and Luis Nunez. Brandon Jones, the center. They just wiped out the defense and gave him 8 yards, bringing up a second and a couple.
You heard me say watch out, because I thought they had a nice little crease there for Laura to bust it all the way to the end zone, but Justin Redmond, their safety, junior safety, made the tackle. Did they go wide here? No, going to counter inside. Watch out. Boy, almost did it again, Barry. Man, that's good blocking up front by those offensive linemen of Odessa High right there.
All the way down to the 5 for another gain of 10 for Laura. Check Laura's numbers. We'll check those as we come back to play for the second quarter. So we played one. Broncos on the board with a 47-yard run and a 27-yard pass play. Smith to Caulfield, Laura on the run. Lead 14-0 after one.
Urgency. That's what you need from your emergency room. After returning home from a mission trip with his son, Chris became ill. The personalized care and follow-up he received from ER staff at ORMC helped him to quickly return to what matters. When faced with the unexpected, your emergency is our emergency. At ORMC, we are here when you need us most. We love what we do, and we think it shows.
I am ORMC proud.
Enjoy a Texas Burger chicken strip dinner today.
Our Trans Global Productions Dr. Pepper Game of the Week brought to you in part by Forest Brothers Tire and Alignment and Nimbus Drinking Water Systems. Laura unofficially in that first quarter, 8 carries, 105 yards, 1 score. Broncos ran up 151 yards of offense. How many yards did the opponent have you figure?
1.
1 yard. That's playing some good D, huh?
Playing great defense. And they only tried 1 pass that I can, recollect there. Got a new quarterback in for the Broncos, Barry.
So in at quarterback is going to be Cameron Gonzalez. Gonzalez will hand the ball off inside to Laura. He's going to ride the big beef up front into the end zone from 6 yards out. And Laura with his second score of the season, second of the night. Broncos 20-0, pending the extra point coming up.
This is the power play. You saw the left guard pull from his position across the center to the other A gap. Just pulled and got up inside. Laura went right in behind him. And I don't think he was too much touched at all before he got in the end zone. The 20th point of the night for the Broncos. With that extra point, looks like it's going to be good. And they're going to be up 21-0 to start the second quarter.
So we're just inside the second. Be back after this.
From the creators of Dr. Pepper comes the story of a town where every day is Saturday and everyone is a fan. And this fall comes the most dramatic season I can feel it of their lives.
What is it?
New neighbor, Sheriff.
We're Bat fans.
Everyone wants that trophy.
Are you kidding me?
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville, kicking off this fall.
Our Trans-Global production, Dr. Pepper Game of the Week, brought to you in part by BCM and Associates, the Oilfield Undertaker, by Taco Bella. Well, another great job by the defense results in a short field. Broncos take the 44 yards in 4 plays in less than a minute. 6-yard run by Lara got him on the board. So 3 scores, 2 runs, 1 touchdown pass, and 3 extra points from Kane Cordova. And the Broncos just 6 seconds into the second quarter have jumped out to a 21-0 lead.
See, 4 possessions for their offense. I'm talking about Odessa High, 3 scores, 75%. That's pretty good right now.
That's right, 1 punt, 3 scores. Too bad it could have been all 4, then we could have done the Abe Lincoln reference. So the return's going to be out to the 44-yard line. That's certainly the best of the night for the Hawks. They open their season with a win of 51-7 against Amphitheater, Arizona. The next week, 21-20 win against Kingman Williams. And then Peoria, Arizona really whomped them last week by a final of 41-0.
First and 10 to the Hawks, ball from 45-yard line.
This offense, I'm talking about theirs, needs to get something together. You're down 21-0 after coming all the way out here. You just take some shots and get this kid some experience throwing the football. I'll see if that's what they choose to do here. The Bronco defense ain't having it.
Nope, he faked the inside run or the outside run and kept the ball, and then got planted by.
That's Mendoza again.
And Julian Adame as well. That was the quarterback, Hall, keeping it, and I'm sure he's going to get back. That'll say, Coach, let's not call that one for a while.
Well, that's just a quarterback little zone read there, and if he did make that read on his own, might want to give the ball to that back going there, because, boy, like you said, Adame and Mendoza weren't having any of that, especially it's a 2-yard loss on first down.
Yep, so they're playing uphill again, 2nd and 12 from just beyond their 40. The ball handed off inside to Josh Rollison. His younger brother Justin not able to play tonight. Those 2 guys get the bulk of the carries, but he's in street clothes, Justin is. So Josh on the carry here and loses about a half a yard. Brings up a 3rd down play.
Julian Adame from his nose tackle position got off the block from the center, and I believe a guard there as well, and just made the play for no gain. Here's 3rd and long for the Buckeye Union Hawks.
Let's see if he throws it to 15 or 17. Rosetta or Amin. First he has to plant his feet to throw the ball. He does throw it, and he does get the ball out to Rosetta. First catch of the night, first completed pass of the night for the Hawks, and they're going to be down to the 42-yard line of the Broncos with their best penetration of the night, a gain of 15.
Christian Gamboa on the tackle. Watch him roll out. Missed 2 tackles right there, and then Gamboa hustling from his Willie or weak side linebacker position up the field to make the play. And I believe that's their initial first down of the game for the Hawks.
Yep, Rosetta had 9 catches for 134 yards and 2 TDs before tonight. Now they like that play so much they're going to roll out on this side and throw it. In fact, he threw it in the back of the Bronco defender. So no penalty on that one. Rosetta helps him up. That's a good thing to do to Morales. Sure, he appreciated it. So it's going to be 2nd down. Kind of threw it behind the receiver, not behind the shoulder where they make the catch and then keep going. He threw it behind him literally, and almost picked off by the Broncos. I didn't see that on the initial throw, but the Broncos came closer to that than the Hawks.
Yeah, the throw wasn't where, as you said, it needed to be. It needed to be on the back shoulder of the receiver.
Yeah. They're going to run this one, so watch out. So he's either going to keep it or hand it off. He's got Josh Rollison back there with him. No, he's going to throw it. Going to throw it, looking deep down the sideline. Broncos in good position, throws it well outside. Intended for Salea. And nobody in the catchable zone brings up a 3rd and 10.
Bronco defense had excellent coverage over there by Xavier Minjares, senior defensive back playing over there in the corner position. He had excellent coverage running step for step with the receiver, and it's incomplete 3rd and 10.
So watch out for Amin. They haven't targeted him yet. He's about a 6'7" receiver. They try to throw it off to the right. The ball came out of his hand and fell incomplete. And so the Hawks are going to have to kick it away. Well, he didn't mean to let go of that one. Tried to pull it back in, and the ball just came loose. Falls incomplete, and will bring about another Angulo punt.
And I think he did that, Barry, because he saw the initial coverage out here and tried to, hold that ball, as you said, and maybe try to do something else, and it came out of his hand. Of course, we did have some rain here today. That ball might be a little slick off that turf down there.
Well, I'd love to see McClure get a chance to return a punt. He is as exciting a kick returner as there is in this district. Now they're going to let that one just bounce around and hopefully get in the end zone, which it does, and they'll start back on the 20.
A good job of letting it go there. I thought they were going to try to field that back on the back end of that Broncos special teams, but good choice. And as you said, the ball will come out to the 20-yard line. Now, as we said, this will actually be the 5th possession for the Bronco offense. They're 3 for 4 right now on possessions and scoring. Let's see what they do here with 9:17 left in the 2nd quarter.
Head coach of this Union Hawk team is Kelly Moore. For between 2014 and this year, he is 35-15, 2-1 this season. Last year they were 8-4. Going to hand the ball off to the workhorse. Where's that workhorse? That's Josh Lara.
We're going to have a 15-yard unsportsmanlike on top of that. Lara got thrown out of bounds after being completely off the field there. A little frustration setting in for Buckeye.
After the play, personal foul, defense, 15 yards from the end of the run, automatic 1st down.
He just threw Lara over onto their sideline over there, and that's going to cost them 15 yards of field position. The Broncos will have it in excellent field position on their own 48-yard line.
So they're back near midfield again as this series gets underway. Trey Smith, the quarterback. He's going to keep it around the right side. He's going to have the 1st down and a whole lot more. They're finally going to get him at the 35-yard line. So a gain of 15. Now, real quickly, let me talk about the offensive line. Lewis Wilson, the 5th, and Luis Nunez, the tackles. Kevan Majors, Justin Aguirre, the guards. Brandon Jones is the starting center. The receivers, a bunch of them: Julian Galindo, Tyrone Caulfield, Zeke Garcia, Sanjun McGarity. Hadn't called his name tonight. Kevin Chavez. I want to see what McGarity can do. They moved him to wide receiver in the offseason. There he goes in motion. He's on the right side there well, they're going to throw the ball over the middle of the field, and it gets tattooed and knocked down by a defender. Tried to get the ball out to, I think that was McGarity, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, he went in motion, Barry, on the snap. He just released behind the linebackers. Was excellent play design, but their inside linebacker got his hand on the ball right at the last moment and tipped it out of the way, or McGarity might still be running to the north.
Yeah, that was on target, it seemed like. Now Smith is going to keep it and run it. Going to have the 1st down. No, he's not going to. They're going to get him before he gets there. He gets 5, needs 5 more. So it's going to bring about a 3rd down play and 5. And, for the Broncos, and with Josh Lara in the backfield, this isn't necessarily a passing down, is it?
No, it's not. And Jaheim Rosetta, their corner, made a shoestring tackle there, or he might have still been running. I'm talking about Trey Smith. Might have been running.
So let's see. Do they throw it? Do they run it? 3 wide receivers on this side. Now going in motion. One of the receivers. They're going to run the ball, and he will have the 1st. He's on the stripe, and that's all he needed to do was touch the stripe. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 25.
They ran they brought a inside blitz. Look at that on our replay, folks. They brought an inside blitz trying to cover all the gaps. Laura did a good job of reading it and kind of squirting into the open area there, and as you said, just got across to that 25-yard line to keep this drive alive for the Broncos at the Buckeye Union, as I said, 25-yard line.
Now, this is where Smith likes to keep it. He is going to throw it here, though. He looks down left, has a man open. He is open in the end zone, hit him right in the helmet, and for some reason, Julian Galindo did not get his hands up, and it could have stuck there right above the face mask. Instead, it bounces out. Did the defender touch it?
Oh, yes, he did. Okay. Jaheim Rosetta got his hand on it and tipped the ball, actually changing the flight, and that's what I think kind of threw the receiver off there, because once it was tipped, actually went to his face mask and off into the ground for an incompletion.
Yeah, take it back. So Julian falls incomplete thanks to a good defensive play. A lot of two-way starters for this Buckeye team. Now Smith's going to throw it. It's going to be a little screen. Going to get the first down. They get more. They get more. Is he going to get more? Yes, into the end zone from 25 yards out.
Well, that's just a design screen pass for the Broncos there. Watch the replay. The linemen are just going to let the defensive guys come through. Nice little touch pass right there to the receiver, number 19 for the Broncos. Continues on up the field, breaks a tackle right there, and before you know it, he's into the end zone for the 27th point of the for the Broncos tonight.
So he is not on the roster.
I got it.
Thought we were going to have a call there from our referee. The officials.
We have 2 fouls in play. That's personal foul, 15 of the defense, personal foul number 2 of the offense. Those penalties will offset. Touchdown.
They just cancel out each other and the play still stands. So it's still a touchdown for the Broncos, and the extra point attempt coming here by Kane Cordova, their kicker. Well, that was an excellently run and designed screen pass by the Bronco offense. Well executed. And well, that young man, whoever he is, did a good job of keeping his balance and his feet running into the end zone after making the catch. Well, the extra point is good with 6:56 left in the second quarter. The Broncos are on the board again. The score, 28 for Odessa High, 0 for Buckeye Union Hawks.
Rexco! The Texas oil boom has returned, and Rexco Poly Fittings is your Lone Star choice in polyethylene, steel, and brass needs with a wide variety to choose from. Locally owned and operated in the Permian Basin since 1982, Rexco's experienced staff will help you get the right fittings and valves to help you get the job done. Go to RexcoPoly.com. Rexco, your poly supply company located in Midland and Odessa.
Rexco! Are you sure we should take this billboard down? People find out State Farm does car loans as well as they do insurance. Our bank is through. Good point. Grab an edge.
Look, there's 2 guys on the State Farm Borrow Better Banking sign.
No, for real, there's 2 dudes on the State Farm
Borrow Better Banking sign.
Gentlemen, please get down from the State Farm Borrow Better Banking sign. Bill, get the hose.
Okay, he's getting the hose.
All right, let's go.
Want to borrow better? Contact State Farm agent Mike Podzemny about a car loan that can save you hundreds.
Enjoy the best cheeseburger in town at Texas Burger.
Our Transglobal Productions Dr. Pepper Game of the Week brought to you in part by E&E Service and Supply and by Rexco. 80-yard drive. Man, that was a nice one. 7 plays, 2 minutes, 21 seconds. 25-yard play from Smith to Casper the Friendly Ghost. Unfortunately, number 19 is not on our roster on any of them. In fact, we just talked to one of the fellas here at the stadium and the Odessa American beat writer, and they all had the same response. Who's number 19? So apparently somebody has changed a It might be Gerardo. We'll check, and we'll see who it is and identify him here in a minute. So anyway, Broncos at 6:56 to play before half, lead at 28-0. Couple of pass plays, Caulfield and the unidentified player with touchdown receptions, Laura with a couple of runs, and it's been all Broncos tonight. Now you're, Kyle, what you were saying about what they had to do offensively to walk away with a win tonight, are they pleasing you?
They are absolutely filling the prescription, if you will, Barry. And just like we talked about so far, they've had the ball now, what, 5 possessions, and four scores of those 5 have been in the end zone. So you certainly cannot argue with the inefficiency of the Bronco offense as that ball comes out of bounds on the kick. Now let's see if Union decides to make them kick again, or if they're going to move up 5 yards from where it went out of bounds. They have the option here. You can see our referee, Terrell Pierce, along with a couple of the other guys to see what their options are here. And he'll let us know right about now.
2 fouls on the play. Kick out of bounds. Low block on the return team. Penalties offset. Have the kickoff.
So they will re-kick after the offsetting penalties. Again, the kickoff out of bounds and a block below the waist. On special teams, you cannot block below the waist in any way, shape, or form. Everything has to be high above the waist and in front.
Okay, those are Texas rules. Do you think it might be different in Arizona?
No,
so they came here and are unaware of it?
No, I don't think so. I think it's probably just a mistake, maybe a little frustration mistake by the Buckeye Union kids as they've got through that play there, coming all that way from, as you said, all the way on the other side of Phoenix, Arizona, I believe you said.
30 miles due west.
And the team arrived here yesterday. I'm sure they did a little walkthrough or something out here at the stadium yesterday, but traveling that distance, you got to get used to the environment. All the elements.
And the rain.
And the rain, which, they probably don't get a bunch of.
Probably not.
So here's the kick again. Let's see if they get it inbounds, which they do. Nope, I'm mistaken. They do not get it inbounds. And they'll have the option, as I said on the previous play, of either 5 yards from there or making them re-kick. I don't think Odessa High is doing that on purpose. I think that's just a bad kick by Cordova there, and looks like Union is going to
kick out of bounds. Ball will be placed at the 30-yard line. First down.
They'll take the ball 1st and 10 on their own 30 with 6:56 left in the second quarter.
Now the defense so far tonight has just played lights out for the Broncos. Allowed 1 yard total to the Hawk offense in the first quarter. Not a whole lot more than that here in the second quarter. It's now a 4-score game for the Hawks, and he's going to be, the quarterback's going to be flushed out of bounds after a big loss. And it was McClendon, I believe. Either he, was that he or Montez?
Watch here, Barry, on your right side. You can just barely see him there. Number 66, Nathan Medina, just totally beat his man off the ball at the line of scrimmage. That young man opposite of him didn't even touch him. He was so fast and so quick to get across the line of scrimmage and make that play for the Broncos.
Yeah, Montez is who pushed him out of bounds, so they do finally complete another pass. It's going to be up to the original line of scrimmage and a couple of yards beyond that as they again find Rosetta, but it's going to bring up a 3rd and long at about 3rd and 8.
Yeah, Parker Cherry from his safety position there making the play after the catch. Got about 10 out of that, looks like, so it's going to be 3rd and 8 from the Buckeye 32-yard line. Let's see if Odessa High brings some pressure here, if they just do it with their front 4 and allow themselves to play some coverage here.
Yard to gain is going to be the 40-yard line. So the Broncos need to keep the Hawks on the north side of that. They're going to throw a halfback pass. Lines up, has a man open, knocks it down, and it's going to be picked off. And the Broncos will have it at the 45-yard line. 3 defenders back there, able to knock it up. And finally coming down with it's going to be Alex Perales.
Watch, a little handoff there. You're right. A little trickery by Buckeye Union. Ball might have got tipped there, but that's an excellent break on the ball by Alex Perales from his corner position and made the play and finished it off. Here are the Broncos again, Barry, in excellent field position at the Buckeye 45-yard line. Let's see if they take a shot here, Barry, on first down.
See, I'm thinking they're just going to run the thing. Gonzalez is in at quarterback. So again, rotating the quarterback's going to hand the ball off to Lara. Nope, going to keep it himself. And he ran out of bounds at the 40 for a gain of 5.
That's the zone read, Barry. Watch if we get a chance here. The quarterback, as you said, for Odessa High, is just going to ride the ball in. Thank you, Debbie. On our Trans-Global Instant Replay right there, he just saw that the end came down, pulled the ball, and took off running.
Timeout. Buckeye. Second team timeout.
And just finished off the play for about a 7-yard gain.
5:47 to play before half. Broncos 28 and the Hawks nothing.
For great flooring values and real customer service, forget the frustration of the big box stores. Paul Evans trained flooring professionals will save you time, money, and hassle on your next flooring project. Whether do-it-yourself or professionally installed, Paul Evans offers great values on carpet, tile, hardwood, and waterproof flooring. Paul Evans Flooring, Odessa and Midland. For over 30 years,
you just can't beat a Paul Evans deal.
Every day's a heavenly Sunday at Texas Burger.
Our Trans-Global Productions Dr. Pepper Game of the Week, brought to you in part by State Farm Insurance Agent Mike Podzemny and Texas Burger. Cameron Gonzalez remains the quarterback. Cameron with a K. He did get 7 on that carry. He had -8 on his 1 carry last week against Monterey. So he's up to -1 for the year. Looking to get the positive numbers. Gonzalez is going to throw it, or is he going to run it? Going to throw it. Looking down the sideline, man is wide open, and he's got him. All right, Galindo. Julian Galindo, thank goodness it's not mystery number 9. Julian Galindo, 19. Julian Galindo with a perfectly thrown ball. Gonzalez laid that ball in there perfectly, and Julian Galindo with his first score of the season.
And Gonzalez, let's give him credit for not only stepping up in the pocket and keeping his feet moving, but his eyes were still down the field looking for somebody to break open, and you're exactly right. He put the ball right on the money. Good throw and catch. Another Bronco touchdown.
A quick 2-play 45-yard drive. Kane Cordova on to try the extra point, and for the 5th time tonight, he is through the uprights, and the Broncos are on the board at 35-0. 5.5 to play before half.
Wake up to eggs cooked to perfection, savory bacon, sausage and chorizo, and hot, fresh flour tortillas. Drive through for breakfast at Rosa's Cafe. Rosa's combines all your favorites into tasty breakfast tacos and serves them hot and fresh to get your day started right. Or try Rosa's Migas plate with beans and potatoes. Feeding a group? Rosa's breakfast taco platter is the perfect fit. So rise and shine. Life and breakfast is better at Rosa's Cafe.
BCM and Associates Incorporated, the oil-filled undertaker. BCM provides turnkey services to plug and abandon oil and gas wells in the Permian Basin. BCM has 7 highly trained plugging crews based in Odessa and Hobbs, New Mexico. BCM will prepare and file regulatory forms. We also buy leases for production and salvage. Go to bcmandassociates.com for services, pipe, plus equipment for sale. bcmandassociates.com. The oil-filled undertaker.
Our Trans-Global Productions Dr. Pepper Game of the Week brought to you in part by E&E Service and Supply and by Rexco. Quick 45-yard, two-play drive in 40 seconds. Gonzalez to Galindo. Couple of G's on the board, 38 yards out. It's been all Broncos tonight, offensively and defensively. Really can do no wrong.
They have dominated the game from the outset, Barry. They've done everything that they've wanted to do, and they kind of pounced on these guys early, which was one of my keys was, and this might be really ugly for them here. They did get on the football, as you can see, down at their own about 8-yard line, but they got on this team early. We do have a penalty flag at about the Buckeye 42-yard line. Let's see what that call is going to be, but they've jumped on this bunch with some big plays. Their defense, I'm talking about Odessa Highs, has dominated the line of scrimmage from the onset, and they've kind of taken the wheel early out of this Buckeye Hawk football team as they've made the travel from Arizona to our home confines of Rattler Stadium.
Sportsmanlike conduct. 36 of the receiving team. After this to go, first down.
Well, another unsportsmanlike penalty. This will be half the distance, back to the 4. Tell you, those defensive linemen are just salivating at looking at a safety or a turnover here, aren't they?
Yeah, they're going to be, you look for some pressure coming here from the front 4, as you said. See if Coach Anastasio calls up or dials up some pressure here. They do bring a linebacker on the blitz, and they ran a screen right into it. Good execution, but good reaction by the Broncos there. Didn't get a number. That might have been number 43, Aaron Montez, from his outside linebacker position, read that. But, they did bring a blitz. I'm talking about Odessa High there. They called a screen against it and got about 5 yards.
Yep, Rollison on the receiving end. Josh Rollison, 5'10", 195-pound senior. One of their better plays of the night, so they do have a little bit of breathing room behind them. Now out to the 9-yard line as they started from the 4. So going to be 2nd and 5. Hall going to roll to his right, looking for a receiver. Looks like he has him, and it'll be for a first down. DeAndre Williams.
Little stop route out here by the receiver, as you said, Barry, and Darion Rangel for the Broncos making the play, but not before another first down, or their second first down, I believe. That's their second first down, according to our top-notch statistician, Mr. Larry Thornhill. The Hawks have the ball and a first down at their own 17-yard line.
Thomas's first catch of the season will be at the 17 after the 8-yard gain, and enough for the first down. Now going to hand the ball off inside, and that run defense of the Broncos will have none of it.
Charles McClure there from his safety position, along with Aaron Montez to make the play. And Brandon McClendon also to make the play. For the Broncos, absolutely no gain on first down. Clock running at 3:35, Barry.
Yep, so 3.5 to play before half. Of course, the Hawks did not bring the band with them. We'll have an entertainment show from the Odessa Bronco band, I'm sure. Tonight is homecoming. Yep, early in the year, second game of the year, homecoming game tonight. We have the nominees in the King's Court as well that we'll give to you a little bit later, along with the crowned king and queen. They were going to do the festivities under the stands tonight if the rain returned, but looks to be a clear night, so I'm sure we're going to do it out on the field.
And Barry, I just want to make the observation, I'm sure it's pretty obvious to our fans at home, the Bronco quickness and athleticism on their defense right now is just too much for this Union Hawks team. They have no idea how quick these Bronco defenders are.
Well, he tried to get the ball out to Salea, falls incomplete, and now they're going to have to punt the ball away, and Gulo is going to be called on to punt from inside his 5-yard line, and the Broncos should come away with some good field position as if he tries to push it out low and fast, then we might see a McClure return.
Yeah, and you want to make sure, if nothing else, get possession of the ball here. Don't don't create or force a turnover by yourself by not getting to the ball. I think they ought to move these guys back up about 10 yards. I don't think you can kick it that far. Yeah, that's only 20, 25 yards right there. That's going to be well short of the deep men. They're just hollering from the sideline to get away from it. It's going to roll dead at the Bronco 36-yard line with 2:20 left in the half. Well, boy, I'll tell you what, Barry, you could not ask for a better script for this Bronco defense and what they've done in the first half. 2 first downs, according to Larry here in the first half, 2 first downs. They have one receiver tonight, or running back in the first half, that has minus 17 yards of offense. That's our quarterback getting sacked.
Trey Smith is back in at quarterback for the Broncos. Going to hand it off inside to Lara. Lara still going. Now he's going to look for Smith to get him a block to keep him going. He's going to have 10 yards and beyond that, maybe 13, out to the 50-yard line. So it's going to be a gain of 14 yards for Josh Lara. How many yards in the first half does
Watch
he
him
have,
keep
Larry?
his feet moving here, folks, as Barry's looking that up. He just got bounced like a pinball right there and did a good job of keeping his balance and moving outside to the far side of the field and getting that Bronco first down right at the 50-yard line.
Unofficially 143 yards in the first half and 2 touchdowns for Josh Lara. Well, that's a good night's work. That might be an offsides call against the Hawks as they jumped before the snap, but the Broncos still turned it into a 4-yard gain. No flag, so it's going to be 2nd and 6. I thought he jumped, didn't you?
They tried a little counter play there. I'm talking about Odessa High. The penetration from the right side of the Hawks defense kind of busted that up, but as you're right, they still got 4 yards out of it.
So 2nd down and 6 after the gain of 4. Back into Hawks territory. Smith will keep it, running behind the center. Brandon Jones and those 2 guards, Majors and Geary. And it's going to be a first down as the Broncos have pushed the ball down to the 38-yard line for a gain of 18.
It's a good job by that Bronco offensive line. The looked like Lewis Wilson pulling there, coming across and making a play. Barry, our mystery receiver is number 19, Irvin Gerardo. They changed his number.
So it was Gerardo. That was an 8-yard run, not 18. Now Lara still on his feet. I mean, Smith, did he score? Did he hit the pylon? Did he? No, they're going to mark him at the 1. That previous gain was 1 yard, was 8 yards. This one goes 37.
Well, watch our replay. That's the zone read.
Holding. Offense. Number 81. 10 yards by the foul. Play first down.
And the holding penalty is going to bring that excellent run. As you can see it being finished off right there. I think he was out of bounds before he got to the pylon, just barely. But the holding call is going to nullify that excellent run by Trey Smith, the quarterback for our Odessa High Broncos. And they're going to move that back to, looks like the Buckeye 28-yard line. They've got to get the sticks fixed over on the far side. And they need to move them up 10 yards because actually it's going to be 1st and about half a yard. Not sure how that works, but that's
correction, first down.
Oh, they're going to call it a first down. Now you heard our head referee, Terrell Pierce, make the play or the call.
A catch by Irvin Gerardo earlier that for the TD was his first catch of the year, by the way. So what a way to get on the board for the first time. So 1st and 10, Lara's going to catch this one. They're just running behind the right side of the line, picking and choosing about 3 yards. Maybe 2 actually, so 2nd and 8. Down to 16 seconds, so they're going to position themselves for a Cordova attempted field goal of about 45 yards. I'm assuming there is 3 timeouts left, 6, 5, 4, 3. No, not even going to try the field goal, I guess, with the scoreboard being like it is. Coach Servance did not want to add insult to injury. So we have come to the end of the first half.
Hang on, Barry. We got a penalty here. There was a flag at the 30-yard line. Saw it thrown right at the end of the play. Let's see what the call is.
Holding. 79 of the offense. Penalties decline. Half is over.
And that is the end of the first half of play. The Broncos 35.
I think they just called off the dogs there toward the end of the half, Barry. They didn't want to run it up there. They could have called their 3 timeouts, but we have come to the end of the first half. That has been all Odessa High School at the half. Odessa High 35, Buckeye Union 0. Stay tuned for the halftime and the homecoming celebration.
Well, we're coming back on the field after a very almost perfectly played first half by both the Bronco offense and defense. 35-0 our score. And Kyle, I'm sure the statistic shows the same.
Well, the statistics, Barry, are as lopsided as the scoreboard is right now. I'll just give you Buckeyes statistics in the first half. They have minus 10 yards of rushing offense in the first half, led by 6 yards on 2 carries from Jaheim Rosetta, number 15. The quarterback has minus 17 yards. Most of that is on sacks by the Bronco defense. Passing-wise, they have looks like 39 yards on 5 of 11 throwing from Tristan Hall, their quarterback. Number 15, Jaheim Rosetta, is also leading their team in receptions, 3 for 26. 2 first downs for Buckeye in the first half. They were 1 of 7 on 3rd down conversions, 29 yards of total offense. The Bronco offense, very efficient in the first half, 7 first downs, 204 yards rushing, led by Josh Lawrence, 15 carries for 151 yards and 2 touchdowns. Trey Smith, the quarterback, adding 46 yards on 5 carries. Again, 204 yards rushing. They had 92 yards passing in the first half. Led 3 receivers, each had a catch. Caulfield with 29 yards. Irvin Gerardo, 25. And Julian Galindo with 38. They all 3 had a touchdown reception. And very efficient, 2 of 3 on 3rd down conversions. Trey Smith, 2 of 6 for 54 yards throwing and 2 touchdowns. Cameron Gonzalez played a little bit at quarterback as well, 1 of 1 for 38. So
yeah, they only had 3 third downs. What does that tell you?
Well,
how efficient that offense was running there in the first half.
They've dominated the line of scrimmage, Barry, on both sides of the football. This, as I said during my commentary in the first half, this Buckeye Union team has probably not seen a quick, team like Odessa High has on their offensive and especially their defensive lines. Their defensive line has just been outstanding tonight. A couple of defensive players I want to mention. Julia Dame's been all over the place. Nathan Medina, Aaron Montez, Cade Mendoza, Charles McClure's been all over the place. So let's see what starts here. Oh, did they onside? They may have got it, Barry.
Laura had a 47-yard run, a 6-yard run. Smith to Caulfield for 29. Smith to Gerardo for 25. And Gonzalez to Galindo for 38. So the Broncos do come up with that one. Make the old heart palpitate a little bit. This is homecoming tonight. 11:50 to play in the beginning of the second quarter. I'll tell you the homecoming nominees in just a second.
Actually, Union came up with that ball, Barry.
Oh, Union did. I'm sorry.
They came up with the ball, and they've got it on the Bronco 49-yard line. 1st and 10 from that spot.
Well, what do you have to lose? If you're down 35-0, give me just a moment here in a minute, and I'll give you the homecoming nominees. We'll give them to you now. Lucero Soto. This is the queen first of all. Clarissa Ramirez, Brianna Munoz, Jacqueline Colomo, Diashu Rios, Joelle Pando.
Got a penalty, Barry.
Offside. Defense. 5 yards. Play first down.
And Anahi Salgado. The Kings Court, Parker Cherry, Diego Rivera, Cameron Gonzalez, Jimmy Porras, Trey Smith, Hector Dominguez, Christian Baeza. Our 2018 homecoming queen tonight, Lucero Soto, and the King, part of the court, Jimmy Porras. Congratulations to both of them.
Well, that's Alex Perelis coming up from his cornerback position on the zone keep by their quarterback. Got outside, made a couple of yards there after the 5-yard penalty. Watch our replay. The zone read, going to pull it, get outside. Watch Perelis there just upend him right there, take his feet out to make this 2nd and 3 from the Bronco 42-yard line.
So quarterbacking now is Jaheim Rosetta. So they've taken out the sophomore and put in the senior. And he will get close to the first down, but still about 2 or 3 short.
Aaron Montez, I mentioned him in the first half. All over the place, making the play there. After all that moving around and faking, they really did not get much of anything. Here's 3rd and 3. This is probably 4-down territory, you would think, for the Hawks here.
Both of those quarterbacks are sophomores. I stand corrected. I said senior. So Rosetta stays in at quarterback. He keeps the ball, and he will get the first down, and will get down to the 34-yard line. He's a little bit bigger than Hall is, and that helped him a bit there.
Zone read, watch on our replay, going to pull it. Good blocking up front. Good job of getting up in the crease, and you see Julian Adame, the defensive tackle, number 57, making the play for a first down.
Timeout on the field. 10 minutes exactly to play in the third. Back in a moment. 35-0 Broncos.
From the creators of Dr. Pepper comes the story of a town where every day is Saturday and everyone is a fan. And this fall comes the most dramatic season I can feel it of their lives. What is it?
New neighbor, Sheriff.
We're Bat fans.
Everyone wants that trophy.
Are you kidding me?
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville, kicking off this fall.
Transglobal Productions, Dr. Pepper Game of the Week, brought to you in part by Hoke & Thorpe CPAs and Odessa Regional Medical Center. So Kiel Richardson and Angel Macedo, the 2 quarterbacks that played the first 3 weeks, are not playing tonight. Tristan Hall got the nod to start the game. Now Rosetta is getting the nod here in the second half and completes the pass out there to his receiver, John Salea. And that's going to be another first down to the 22 for a gain of 13.
That's actually Tristan Hallberry, number 14, making the throw there.
Okay.
And the corner missed the tackle there and allowed that receiver on the stop route to turn upfield and get a little further into Bronco territory. 1st and 10 from the Odessa High 21-yard line.
So their best penetration of the night. They've spent most of the night going backwards. This drive after the opening onside kick. Now Hall, the quarterback, will throw it over the middle of the field, planted his feet and threw it into the ground. And it'll be incomplete and bring up second and down from the 21. So Tristan Hall back under center, or actually from the pistol. And it'll bring up second and 10.
Odessa High brought their inside linebackers on a blitz there, and that's what caused Hall to plant his foot and try to get rid of the football because he was fixing to take a shot from those inside linebackers from Odessa High, causing that incompletion.
Bronchos has come back out, and they've subbed in at left end.
Screen set up. Odessa High read that well.
Read it well. They get about 5 as they dump it off to Rollison, but it'll bring up a third down.
That's Charles McClure from his safety position making that play there. He read the screen. Saw those Bronco defenders coming in untouched. They set up the screen. But McClure read it very, very well and held them to what is now a 3rd and 6 from the Broncos 17.
Yeah, they've got the line to gains the 12-yard line, so the Broncos, assuming this is 4th down territory, will need to try to keep them out of there.
Whoa!
Well, he just got planted. Maybe a Rose coming up in the spring after that one. What was the number of that truck?
Well, watch as it comes. There's a linebacker blitz, and you can see number 48 there, Cade Mendoza, on a linebacker blitz, designed pass blitz by Matt Anastasio and the defensive staff of the Odessa High Broncos, brought pressure, causing that sack. And here is 4th and 13. They are going to line up for looks like a 42-yard field goal attempt.
Federico Solis will try from 42 yards away to break that goose egg off the left side of the scoreboard. Ain't going to happen. And they pick it up and they go nowhere, and the Broncos are going to take over at that point inside the Hawks territory. Boy, they hit the kicker something awful as he tried to recover the ball.
Watch the replay here, Barry. Neither the holder or the kicker was ready for the snap.
That was the holder and quarterback that got to his bell rung.
Yeah. And the center just snapped the ball. They weren't ready, and you saw, I didn't get the number of that Bronco that made the initial hit there, but it's a turnover on the miscue by Union after getting down into Bronco territory. The Bronco offense is in business at the 48 of Buckeye.
That has to frustrate Coach Moore something awful, don't you say?
No, absolutely. And this may frustrate him more as Laura may be going to the house. And yes, he is.
Well, he takes this one a yard further than his first carry of the game. That's going to put him over, or pretty darn close to 200 yards for the night. A 48-yard run to the end zone puts him at 199 yards and 3 TDs right up the middle.
Right up the middle on zone blocking by the offensive line to their right. Laura busted the line of scrimmage, and you can see what he did from there on. Just stiff-armed a guy, ran through another tackle back in the secondary, and the Broncos are on the scoreboard once again.
And the extra point from Cordova will put the 42nd point on the board. Is it good? Yes. So 42-0 is our new score. We are early in the third. 7:04 to play in the third quarter. 42 for the Broncos and 0 for the Hawks.
Wake up to eggs cooked to perfection, savory bacon, sausage and chorizo, and hot, fresh flour tortillas. Drive through for breakfast at Rosa's Cafe. Rosa's combines all your favorites into tasty breakfast tacos and serves them hot and fresh to get your day started right. Or try Rosa's Migas plate with beans and potatoes. Feeding a group? Rosa's breakfast taco platter is the perfect fit. So rise and shine. Life and breakfast is better at Rosa's Cafe.
That was a quick one-play 48-yard drive. All 48 of it was from Josh Lara, who has 199 yards tonight. Took them all of 15 seconds to run that one off and put 7 on the board, including the extra point. Our Trans-Global Productions Dr. Pepper Game of the Week brought to you in part by Odessa College and Diamond Pump and Transport. So now we kick it away, and the Hawks will be back on offense and back in business at the 21.
Yeah, just fair caught the ball on that kickoff there by number 12, the fielder for the Buckeye Hawks. That is Jonathan Salea. There's 2 of them on there. He's mentioned twice. He must get extra special credit because he's on the program twice. But fair caught the ball and gives Union the ball at their own 25-yard line.
I said 21, so I stand corrected. So starting from the 25. Now, when they started the last drive, it was Yahim Rosetta, who I expect to see at quarterback. It is. And lined up next to him to his right will be Josh Rollison. This is a running set, so it may be the quarterback running the ball, and he's trying to get away. He's going to get around the corner. Boy, they had him in the back, but he ends up getting out about 5 yards to the 30. Just a little athletic play by the quarterback, wouldn't you say?
I would, and you're right. They Odessa High had a few people there and just didn't finish it off and make the play. And give that young man credit for getting out of bounds and getting about 5 yards for Buckeye Union. Good pursuit by the Bronco defense, just didn't finish it off.
This is the first time ever that the Broncos have played an out-of-state school. Buckeye, Arizona, about 30 miles due west of downtown Phoenix is where they're located. And I hand the ball off inside. I think this is Burka, number 30. Or is that somebody different? I think it's somebody different.
I think it is. And number 31 for the Broncos there, Joel Flote, a senior linebacker now in the ball game to make that play for the Broncos, along with a few of his friends. But we'll give Joel the credit for that play there.
That was Tarek Wiley that ran the ball there, number 40. And he got nothing, so it's going to bring about a 3rd down, and the same 5 still needed. So look for either the quarterback Rosetta to throw it, or he's just going to keep it and try to get it himself. But no, he gets bogged down by the defense. They got in the backfield so dadgum quick that he had nowhere to go.
That's number 44, I believe I have the number right for the Broncos there. Diego Salgado coming in to make the play there. He just read it from, looked like he lined up at either outside linebacker or defensive end there, just came down the line of scrimmage and tackled that young man for basically a 1-yard gain. And after getting 5 yards on 1st down, the Bronco defense steps up again and forces a 3-and-out and another punt by the Hawks.
I don't think the Hawks have seen the kind of speed these first 3 weeks they've played that they're seeing tonight with the Broncos. Well, that's going to cost them 5 or 15 for running over the receiver trying to call for a fair catch. He had his hand up waving it and got blasted by the defenders. I don't see a flag. I'm sure they threw it.
There it is. It's at the 42-yard line.
Okay, yeah, he was calling for a fair catch, McClure, and they just simply slobber knocked him back where he was trying to make the catch, and that we can't do.
Kick catch interference on the kicking team, number 15. 15 yards in the kick, 1st down.
That's Terrell Pierce, our referee, making the call.
That's the quarterback wide receiver that showed his frustrations.
Dal Watson again is our umpire. Christopher Shields, our line judge. Michael Booker, our head linesman. And Noe Mooney, the back judge, officiating this ball game tonight between the Broncos and the Hawks.
So Smith will be the quarterback. They're going to keep with Lara. Now it's going to be McGarity kind of stutter stepping behind the line. There goes Lara again. Lara off to the races. Lara to the 35. Lara's going to be down to the 30-yard line for a gain of 14 that puts him over a 200-yard mark at 214 yards. And or 213 yards, just hard to get him down.
Well, and the H back there was the other back in the backfield, came across and just put a huge block on number 54 for the Buckeye Union Hawks. That is Oscar Cifuentes. He just got mashed right in the mouth at the line of scrimmage, and as you said, Josh was off to the races again, and another first down for the Broncos. Gonna be a steady dose of Laura maybe right now, Barry.
Yeah, well, he carried 29 times last week, and I'm sure he says he's built for whatever they want to give him.
See a few substitutions here now in a couple of key spots for the Odessa High Broncos.
We have 2 on the play.
We have a new quarterback. I think it's probably going to be the one we saw earlier. Yes.
Gonzalez, yeah.
That's Gonzalez at quarterback. I'll try to get the running back here. It's still Laura.
Yeah, that's Cameron Gonzalez.
That's number 28 carrying the ball. That's
and
Christian Gamboa.
Hard to tell the difference between the 28s and the 29s, isn't it?
Or 26.
Or 26, rather, yeah.
Yeah, Christian Gamboa off the left side there for a couple of yards for the Bronco offense. Giving some other kids a chance to play now and get some game experience. Up 42-0 here.
Now going to bring up a third down play. Going to be third and about, well, the scoreboard says 4. It's going to be between 4 and 5 that they need. They need to get inside the 21-yard line for a first. Gonzalez will throw a second pass of the night. Had a man open, overshot him by a good distance, and it's incomplete.
I'll tell you, number 20 for Buckeye Union right there, Zeke Barajas, a linebacker, junior linebacker for the Hawks, came on a blitz. Boy, he blasted Cameron Gonzalez right there as he threw the football, caused that pass, I believe, to be high. The Broncos are going to go for it here on 4th and 4 from the Union 25-yard line.
Well, they were 1 of 2 last week up in Lubbock. There's kind of no man's land on kicking the ball or throwing it. And the ball is incomplete. Well, he caught it.
No.
Nope. I thought he caught it at the 19-yard line, but they say no, that's Auden Almance, and it's going to be incomplete and go over on down. So, the first time tonight, you can say that the Hawks finally shut down the Bronco offense.
Yeah, did not execute the pass there. If it had been on target, I believe they'd have had the first down, but did not execute, as I said, and it is a turnover on downs, and the Hawks will start on their own 25-yard line.
And at quarterback, they're going to go back to Rosetta. So it's either going to be he runs it or he throws it. And Rosetta's going to get out to the 28-yard line for a gain of 3, setting up a 2nd and 7.
Flote again on the tackle for the Broncos. Looks like he's playing at a linebacker position inside.
Do you have some good choices for your player of the game?
Well, I'm getting there, Barry. I tell you, it's going to be a tough one tonight because I think we've seen a whole bunch of guys in red and white, or in charcoal and white, if you will, tonight that have really played well on the defensive side of the ball. I think we'll see a few more guys get again some more playing time as we saw with the offense here as we go on with the clock running at 2:36.
Yeah, my pick in the offensive MVP is going to be pretty easy.
Yeah, I think so.
So they hand the ball off inside, and he doesn't get a whole lot of yardage there before Askary Lujan. We'll try to say that 3 times. Askary Lujan makes the tackle at the 32-yard line, and so it's going to be a 3rd and 3.
Yeah, he stepped up and did a really good job of filling in there to hold that to a couple-yard gain. Here's 3rd and 3 for the Hawks.
Down to the 2-minute mark of the 3rd quarter.
We're going to have a false start. The receiver down here, Barry, was not set coming from the either the huddle or the sideline. He did not have a chance to get set.
Right, snap. False start. 80-80 the offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So Thomas couldn't set, and it's going to bring now up a 3rd and 8 after the 5-yard mark off. Not a whole lot of penalties tonight, other than their they've had a few.
Unsportsmanlike.
They've had 4 on the unsportsman. 3 for what?
And a little bit of that is frustration as well.
Yeah, Broncos only 3 penalties tonight for 25 yards. That's good discipline.
Yep. You sure don't want to give him a chance to have any momentum. Oh, here's a ball up the sideline. That's good coverage. Did he make the catch? Yes, he did. Oh, my goodness. What a catch by Amin right there up the sideline. Watch the Transglobal Productions instant replay. Going to roll outside. Got a chance to set his feet. And then this is just a battle right here Did a good job of shielding his body, or the defender with his body, up the sideline and made the play for 33 yards and a Union first down at the Bronco 41-yard line.
I thought that shot put of a pass was going to be incomplete.
He took a shot when
he dropped a moonshot into Elijah Amin, and Amin, who's about 6'4", 6'5", just went up there and grabbed it.
Yeah, he did a good job, like I said, of shielding with his body the defender and made a play, and here they are in business on the Bronco 41-yard line.
Young team, he's a junior. They whip it out here to the left and cannot make the connection to Salea. So 2nd and 10. We're down to 1:03 to play in the third. Very fast-moving third quarter. Broncos will be at home next week against a team that, man, really lit it up last year, didn't they?
They really did, and it's a team that both of our Odessa schools are very familiar with, the Lubbock Coronado Mustangs.
Yep, they went, I think, all the way to the 4th round of the playoffs. I may be wrong on that. It may be in the 3rd round. I think it was the 4th. But they just absolutely just piled up the points, except when they played here. When they played the Broncos here last year, they had to hang on and win, I think, by 1 point, 21-20.
Yeah, it was a very close game, as you and I both recall from last year. Odessa High played very, very well here, and that was a talented Coronado team. We'll see them here next week at the friendly confines of Ratliff Stadium.
Yeah, we're looking forward to being at home with the friendly confines and the Broncos playing the Mustangs. So now 3rd down and 10 for the
a pump and go, and he is wide open, Barry.
Yep, he has Salea all the way down into the end zone, and Salea, off the pass from Tristan Hall, will get on the board for the first time tonight for the Hawks.
That was a pump and go. Watch the replay. You're going to see the quarterback pump right there, a little fake stop route, and he just took off up the field, got behind the secondary safety, did not get there before making the play in the end zone. But it's the first touchdown of the night for the Buckeye Union Hawks, and the extra point coming to make it 42-7. Good throw, good catch, good design, and you just got to credit them for making the play there.
Federico Solis on to try the extra point, and it will be good. So for the first time in 2 weeks, the Hawks are on the scoreboard. They trail, though, big to the Broncos with 22 seconds to play in the third. It is Odessa High 42 and the Buckeye Union Hawks 7.
BCM and Associates Incorporated, the Oilfield Undertaker. BCM provides turnkey services to plug and abandon oil and gas wells in the Permian Basin. BCM has 7 highly trained plugging crews based in Odessa and Hobbs, New Mexico. BCM will prepare and file regulatory forms. We also buy leases for production and salvage. Go to bcmandassociates.com for services, pipe, plus equipment for sale. bcmandassociates.com. The Oilfield Undertaker.
For great flooring values and real customer service, forget the frustration of the big box stores. Paul Evans trained flooring professionals will save you time, money, and hassle on your next flooring project. Whether do-it-yourself or professionally installed, Paul Evans offers great values on carpet, tile, hardwood, and waterproof flooring. Paul Evans Flooring, Odessa and Midland. For over 30 years,
you just can't beat a Paul Evans deal.
Texas Burger's all-beef chili cheese dog. Get one today.
John Salea.
7-play drive, 75 yards for the Buckeye Hawks. 2:55 off the clock. The last one was a 41-yard pass, all to Salea. And the extra point good, and so now it's 42-7. with 22 seconds to play in the third quarter.
And I think you're right, Barry. Just some young guys in the back getting some playing time on that back end of that Bronco defense. They'll chalk that one up to experience, see it on the film, make some adjustments, know what to watch and look for, and continue to grow in the secondary as the season goes on here in 2018.
Dr. Pepper, Transglobal Productions Game of the Week, brought to you in part by Paul Evans Carpet, by the Odessa Booster Club and the Permian Booster Club. As always, we say thank you to all of our sponsors that make being here every Friday night, some Thursdays, some Saturdays possible. So the Broncos, after the short kick, will start in good field position at their 42-yard line.
And they tried a little, I won't say it was an onside, it was just a quick end over end to see if maybe they could catch some Broncos kind of napping up front again a little bit. But the special teams on that side did a good job of getting to the ball and getting on it. The Broncos will start this drive with 20 seconds left in the third quarter on their own 43-yard line.
Quarterback, and again, is going to be Gonzalez. And Boa is the one running back. Gonzalez gets it out across the 50 after the catch and run. And that's going to be another Bronco first down to the 45-yard line for a gain of 12.
That's a great job and great hustle right there again by Urban Gerardo. Watch the replay out in the flat, takes a hit, keeps his balance, gets through two guys, takes on another one there before being wrestled out of bounds at the Hawk 46 with another Bronco first down.
And that first down will take us to the end of the third quarter. It's been all Broncos tonight, to everybody's delight. 42-7 over the Hawks of Arizona. Buckeye Union will be back in just a moment.
Odessa College has the technology, the tools, and 8-week terms. Register now for fall terms at Odessa College. Financial aid is available. First-class free scholarships for new students. And first 6 free scholarships for dual-credit high school students save you money. Don't wait. Register today. Call 432-335-6400 or visit www.odessa.edu. Imagine more. Imagine yourself at Odessa College.
Rexco! The Texas oil boom has returned, and Rexco Poly Fittings is your Lone Star choice in polyethylene, steel, and brass needs with a wide variety to choose from. Locally owned and operated in the Permian Basin since 1982, Rexco's experienced staff will help you get the right fittings and valves to help you get the job done. Go to RexcoPoly.com. Rexco, your poly supply company located in Midland and Odessa.
Rexco! Transglobal Productions, Dr. Pepper Game of the Week, brought to you in part by Taco Villa and BCM and Associates, the oil field undertaker. So we begin the fourth quarter of play. Broncos coming off a narrow win up in Lubbock. Tonight, not so narrow as they lead it 42-7 as we begin the fourth quarter of play. Cameron Gonzalez, the quarterback, going to throw the ball. Nope, he's going to run the ball. Cameron's going to get they can't get him on the ground. He's going to be down to the 39-yard line for a gain of close to 7.
That's a quarterback design draw, Barry, after taking the back and putting him out in motion and actually in the slot. They allowed the defense to come on in and then just allowed Gonzalez to get up inside and make a play for about 6-7 yards.
Broncos on offense will hand the ball off inside.
He got stuck right in the hole there. That's a good job by their linebacker.
Got one
to feel, but I think he's kind of feeling the effects of that hit. That's number 44 for them, Mason Hogan, inside linebacker for them making the play. Odessa High got about a yard there. So here's 3rd and 2 from the Hawk 38-yard line.
They have to call timeout here. Nope, St. John McGarity, now the running back, is as they're going to look for the power back to get the ball on third down. They're going to run it to McGarity and try to get the first down that way. McGarity just putting the nose down is going to be about a half. No, he's still going. He's got the first. He's boogieing down to the 32-yard line, 33-yard line. He was short and just kept driving.
And the scrum just kept going forward. Watched our replay here. Inside handoff. They actually pulled the guard from the opposite side. You see his mouthpiece actually got knocked out as he went there, but he just kept his feet moving and the pile moving.
Yeah, how often you talk about keeping your feet moving is the best thing a running back can do?
The best thing a running back can do, and with balance and practice doing that, Barry, keeping that balance, like I said, where it is. You saw the results of that effort right there.
McGarity did not carry the ball a single time last week up at Lubbock. He was a very dependable ball carrier late in the season last year. He's a junior after the sophomore year, was very productive. Well, here on first down, he's going to get a couple. So we're going to be 2nd and 2. Yeah. Coach Servance, I'm sure, the same as most of us here, be just as happy to watch that clock keep running and keep the ball on the ground.
And again, get these guys some game time experience here.
Yeah, that one-man up thing, you're just one play away from playing, you're right.
Yep.
So here goes McGarity around the end. McGarity.
Goodbye.
Yeah, they may not get him. Ascensions in the end zone from 30 yards out.
Well,
once he gets up a head of steam, woo!
And got on outside. Watch the replay here. We're going to get the corner sealed. He's going to get outside. Good blocking by the receivers out here. And then, as you said, St. John just got going. And as I said, once he got around the corner, it was goodbye because they weren't going to catch him. And he's into the end zone for the 48th Bronco point of the night.
That's Justin Oaks' camera watching just a perfect shot of him coming down the sideline. You saw the blocking, you saw the speed of McGarity, and you saw the result in the end zone.
Good
now to try the extra point after the little snappy snap, and they're going to get the extra point through the end zone, or through the uprights. Cordova's been 7 for 7 tonight, and they go up by 49-7. It's all Broncos with 9:25 to play in the ballgame.
From the creators of Dr. Pepper comes the story of a town where every day is Saturday and everyone is a fan. And this fall comes the most dramatic season I can feel it of their lives.
What is it?
New neighbor sheriff. We're bat fans.
Everyone wants that trophy.
Are you kidding me?
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville, kicking off this fall.
Trans Global Productions and Dr. Pepper Game of the Week brought to you in part by Medical Center Hospital, Rosa's Cafe and Tortilla Factory, and Complex Community Federal Credit Union. So St. John McGarity gets on the board for the first time tonight and this year with a 30-yard run. And that was beautiful. That was great.
And once I got the corner sealed, Barry, all he had to do was turn on the jets and run to daylight. That's exactly what he did.
Bumbling and stumbling, 6 plays, 58 yards, 253. No, there wasn't any stumbling. No. Rumbling, bumbling, and scoring. Yeah. And the Broncos 49-7 after that 30-yard run. Now, a little pop-up kick's going to call for a fair catch by the receiver at the 37-yard line. And the Arizona Buckeye Union Hawks are going to start there.
I think we'll see probably a few more fresh bodies on that Bronco defensive side. We've seen some already. See Flote out there, number 31. That is Joel Flote out there for the Broncos at one linebacking position. Actually, he's at a defensive end position. Try to get a couple more names and numbers here. Ramon Rodriguez playing linebacker now, number 42. I'll get a couple more here.
Hall, I think, is back in at quarterback. He looks like the shorter of the two, number 14. He's going to roll to his right. Here comes the pressure. Got away from that one. Gets his arm up, but no, he's not going to get away. There's no way. He loses a couple. Back to the 35. Well, once he tucked it, it was all over.
Anthony Gabilondo, a senior linebacker, number 29 in for the Broncos, getting some playing time there. There was good pressure up front for the Broncos, as you saw there. Also, Alberto Velasquez, a senior defensive lineman, number 67 in. Some playing time here. We've got number 81, Paulino Gabaldon, a junior playing safety right now.
Rollison, the single back to the right. Now Hall going to throw the ball. As a man here on the sideline, did he make the catch? He did. Salea on the receiving end, but a very short catch up to the 40-yard line, 41, actually the 39-yard line. So they got 3. So they got back the one they lost, plus a couple of more, 3rd and 8.
And number 25, Mike Campos, also getting some playing time here. Got another anonymous number here, number 84. I'm sorry we don't have your name, but you are getting some playing time as a safety right now for the Broncos.
Right, so the yard to gain is going to be the 47-yard line, so the Broncos want to keep them on the north side of that. They did call a timeout.
Timeout. Buckeye. First team timeout.
Buckeyes Rosetta had come back into play quarterback, and then the coach Kelly Moore decided to call a timeout. So 7:47 to play in this ball game at Ratliff tonight. After a stormy day, it cleared off and has been a great night for football and a great night for the Broncos as they lead late, about midway through the 3rd at 49-7.
Forrest Brothers Tire and Alignment has kept you rolling since 1944. With 3 generations of ownership and 4 generations of management, Forrest Brothers Tire and Alignment carries the complete lines of Michelin and BF Goodrich. And we offer more than just tires, be it brakes or shocks. Your vehicle's best friend is Forrest Brothers Tire and Alignment. With 24-hour road service, you can count on us for all your tire and automotive needs. Forrest Brothers Tire and Alignment, with the largest fleet of service trucks in West Texas.
Wake up to eggs cooked to perfection, savory bacon, sausage and chorizo, and hot, fresh flour tortillas. Drive through for breakfast at Rosa's Cafe. Rosa's combines all your favorites into tasty breakfast tacos and serves them hot and fresh to get your day started right. Or try Rosa's Migas plate with beans and potatoes. Feeding a group? Rosa's breakfast taco platter is the perfect fit. So rise and shine. Life and breakfast is better at Rosa's Cafe.
Great.
Dr. Pepper and Trans Global Productions Game of the Week brought to you in part by Diamond Pump and Transport and by Odessa College. So it's going to be a 3rd and 8. That can't be a flag because the receiver ran into the defending player, defensive player. See if I can get that out without your help. Thank you. And it's going to be incomplete and bring up a 4th down.
Watch the replay here, man. Of course, he'd already run into the receiver down there, but he just kind of threw that up as a prayer, hoping he'd run under it and be able to catch the football.
Well, he did run under it, but unfortunately there was somebody there.
Right.
So Angulo, how many punts has Angulo kicked tonight, Larry?
This has got to be at least 5 or 6. 6.
Number 7.
7. Ooh. McClure? Is that McClure making the catch back there?
Tell you, he has something I wouldn't have the faith to do with myself, I tell you.
That was 20. That is Charles McClure making the catch back there.
So the Broncos have come back on offense. We're sure we're going to see Cameron Gonzalez at quarterback. We'll see if it's going to be McGarity or if it's going to be Gamboa at running back. Looks like Gamboa. And it looks like the quarterback will be...
This is going to be number 12 there. Number 12 is Edward Jimenez, a senior.
So Ed Jimenez is going to be the quarterback now. 1st and 10 as the Broncos start this drive from the 27. Gamboa will get the carry down to the 34-yard line, so he gets 7.
Good blocking up front by that Bronco offensive line. I'll try to get some names and numbers here. Number 73, Dustin Rivera getting some time there up front. 53 is Keevan's still in the game. Keevan Majors.
So 2nd down and 3. Well, actually going to be 2nd and 4.
They still have their starting offensive line in, Barry, for the most part.
Whoa! Gamboa stood his ground to protect his quarterback that was going around his backside, and he got absolutely blasted. Watch this as he hands off. Watch. Boom!
Whoa.
So a great job of blocking by the running back to protect his quarterback. There's a flag on the play that would have been a 1st down. but instead they're going to bring it back
hold.
to a hold, and the Broncos will have the second down to play over again.
Holding on the offense, number 40, 10 yards, play second down.
Right here on the corner as he got outside, that's where the hold took place. They'll back it up to the Bronco 22, 23-yard line. Clock running at 6th, 28 in the fourth.
So from the 23, going to simply run it. Gamboa over the right. Gamboa's going to get the first down, so that mark-off did not make one bit of difference.
They still got the first down after about 13 yards there or so. So the first down up to the 42-yard line, so that would be 15 yards? 19 yards, thank you, Larry. That's why he's doing stats.
So under 6 minutes to play in the ball game, Broncos can coast from here. The lead is 49-7.
He had a false start on the top of the formation there, Barry.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, 32, 5 yards, first down.
They'll back it up 5 and go from the Bronco 37-yard line. Let them get set up there at the top. 3 receivers, as you can see. They're going to bring pressure off the edge. Still going to hand it off inside. Not much there that time for the running back. Here's Christian Gamboa.
Just 49 points, by the way. That's the most points scored by a Bronco offense since they scored 58 back in 2013 against, next week's opponent, Lubbock Coronado.
Wow.
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
4 seasons and 2 games ago since they put up that many points.
Here's some more yards. Boy, good blocking on the left side by the Bronco offensive line again as Gamboa gets outside and gets another Bronco first down. Watch. That's just zone blocking to the left. Gamboa being patient, allowing the blocks happening up front with number 73 there, Dustin Rivera, getting his man turned, and Gamboa getting across the midfield stripe to the Hawk 43-yard line, and another Bronco first down.
Timeout, Buckeye.
Yeah, the
timeout.
Buckeyes have called a timeout with 4:19 to play in the ball game. Broncos coasted from the very beginning and lead at 49-7.
E&E Service and Supply is your leader in well service supplies and rig packages. We manufacture oil savers, rod transfers, rod strippers, pipe wiper blocks, weight indicators and pads, rope sockets, drop valves, guy line blocks, swab mandrels, fishing tools, slip cylinders for Advance, BJ, and Giberson, and a whole lot more. Please come by E&E Service and Supply at 3501 Brazos.
Diamond Pump and Transport LLC specializes in oil field transportation. We are locally owned and operated and do business in the Permian Basin and West Texas areas. We also provide hot oil service, acid pumping, water hauling, tank cleaning, and other types of oil field transport and hauling services. We invite you to call us today. Diamond Pump and Transport LLC, 432-617-8084.
Texas Burger's Banana Split. A banana never had it so good.
France Global Productions, Dr. Pepper Game of the Week, brought to you in part by Forest Brothers Tire and Alignment and by the Nimbus Drinking Water System. Broncos so far tonight unofficially 454 yards of offense before that play. So 454 plus 43. That's going to put them at 497 yards unofficially on the night and over the 50-point mark with 4 minutes to play.
That's the quarterback just saw something open up inside and took off running. Again, that's number 12, Edward Jimenez, running to daylight. I'm not sure that was planned or not. Looked like he was supposed to pitch the ball to the running back, but he just saw the C's part open inside. And he said, I will run to the promised land, and that's exactly what he did.
So on to try the extra point again is going to be Kane Cordova, looking for his 8th extra point of the night, and it is good. 56 for the Broncos, 7 for the Hawks, 4:04 to play in the ballgame.
For great flooring values and real customer service, forget the frustration of the big box stores. Paul Evans trained flooring professionals will save you time, money, and hassle on your next flooring project. Whether do-it-yourself or professionally installed, Paul Evans offers great values on carpet, tile, hardwood, and waterproof flooring. Paul Evans Flooring, Odessa and Midland. For over 30 years,
you just can't beat a Paul Evans deal.
BCM and Associates Incorporated, the Oilfield Undertaker. BCM provides turnkey services to plug and abandon oil and gas wells in the Permian Basin. BCM has 7 highly trained plugging crews based in Odessa and Hobbs, New Mexico. BCM will prepare and file regulatory forms. We also buy leases for production and salvage. Go to bcmandassociates.com for services, pipe, plus equipment for sale. bcmandassociates.com. The Oilfield Undertaker.
Texas Burger's all-beef chili cheese dog. Get one today.
Our Trans-Global Productions Dr. Pepper Game of the Week brought to you in part by Paul Evans Carpet and the Odessa and Permian Booster Clubs. 7 plays, 3.5 minutes off the clock to go 63 yards. Ed Jimenez gets on the board. The Jimenez family is celebrating after that 43-yard run.
That was a pretty run, wasn't it?
It was. It showed some speed, 56-7. After this kickoff, we'll start with our defensive player of the game. And Kyle has a decision to make. I know who I'm giving mine to. It's pretty obvious. Although all the running backs have done a super job tonight. So now kicking it deep, coming down with it at the 12-yard line. And they're only going to get out to the 22-yard line before they are stuffed there. So it'll be at that point. So defensive player of the game.
Defensive player of the game for me tonight, Barry, is number 48, Cade Mendoza. The inside linebacker, I've got him unofficially with 5 tackles. He was all over the field from his inside linebacking position. Played very good football inside for that Bronco defense. Cade Mendoza, number 48, our inside linebacker. The defensive MVP, Aaron Montez, also played very well tonight, along with Charles McClure and Alex Perales with an interception, but I'm going to go with Cade Mendoza, number 48.
The quarterback again trying to run, looking for a man, overthrows him. And while he does that, we'll tell you the offensive player of the game tonight should be pretty obvious. 18 carries, 214 yards, scores of 6 yards, 47 and 48. So Josh Lara, the senior running back, is our offensive Dr. Pepper Trans-Global Productions player of the game.
I don't think there's any doubt about that, Barry. He had a phenomenal night. He'll be one of the first to tell you, along with those other guys.
Yeah, go ahead and identify those guys up front.
Yeah, absolutely. Luis Nunez, number 79, along with 63, Lewis Wilson. The tackles, the guards, 76, Kevin Majors, and Justin Aguirre, number 72. And the center, the anchor of that offensive line, number 68, Brandon Jones, just dominated the line of scrimmage against a Buckeye Union Hawk team that just got overwhelmed tonight on both sides of the football.
A 4-yard toss and run to Thomas. DeAndre Thomas had no way to run with it. Was lucky to hang on to it at the 26-yard line. So a 3rd and 6 coming up with now 3 minutes to play in the ball game. You know, like we said, it was an ugly day all day long, but cleared off for game time, and we certainly are happy about that. Tried to get the ball out to Celaya. Comes off his fingertips, and they'll have to ask Angula if his leg feels like kicking for an 8th time tonight. He's going to have to get home and get in the whirlpool, isn't he?
If he doesn't do it at the hotel tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I can't imagine him flying home tonight, so I'd imagine they're hoping that the hot tub is available.
And this is one of those games, if you look at it from their standpoint, I think you watch the film and see some things here and there, but you got to go back to the drawing board and you just say, that's a team that we don't see that kind of speed, that kind of quickness, that kind of technique, and you go back to the drawing board and you start learning again.
4th down play, looking deep, and almost picked off for the Broncos as they got in front of the ball. It was shot put it up, came down incomplete, and the Broncos will now take over at the Hawks' 26-yard line.
And I wouldn't expect much here from the Bronco offense, Barry, up 56-7. I think you'll see Coach Servance, Coach Garza.
It's too early for that V thing, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's a little early for that. I think you do some basic handoff running plays here, but you're not going to do anything fancy. You're just going to say, will you stop us and get out of here, and let's call this an evening and a ball game.
All right, let's see which quarterback comes out.
They're going to go Wildcat here. No, they're not. No, still number 12.
Yep.
Still Edward Jimenez.
So Jimenez will take the snap. Going to hand it off. Going to go right. Still need to block and tackle.
I think those guys
be down to the 18.
You think those guys on offense, even though they're running basic plays, don't want to put the 63rd point up here?
Yeah, don't you know that those guys on defense are just absolutely worn down?
Yeah, they're worn out, Barry. You can tell. Arms, hands on their hips. They're a little gassed, no doubt about it. But they played hard. Let's give them that. They've played hard. They're just playing a team that's quicker, faster, a little more agile, and just have executed tonight. Give Odessa High credit. They've taken care of business.
Looking to see when the last time they put up 60 points was.
That is a first down run inside, down to the 14. Clock running at 1:43 in the ball game. Again, we'll be home here next week to see our Broncos and those Lubbock Coronado Mustangs.
Going back to 2003, nothing.
Oh, he did just that. Took a shot over there. Larry said, don't run out of bounds, and he took a shot over there as he did. Of course, you guys, when you see this on Sunday night, you'll know the rest of the results from the district ball club teams that are playing tonight in different places. Coronado being here to face our Broncos next week. The Panthers of Permian High will be on the road against a very tough opponent in the South Lake Carroll Dragons. And we'll have our first UTPB game next week too, Barry.
Yep, next Saturday night.
Against Midwestern State, I believe that is. Again, that's Jimenez running out of bounds there for, I'm not sure there's much of a gain, if anything at all. What's Larry going to give him here?
Larry has a disgusted look on his face.
Larry's going to give him a 1-yard gain. Mr. Thornhill with a 1-yard gain for the quarterback there. Clock stopped at 1:09 with the run out of bounds. 3rd and 8 for the Broncos at the Union Hawk 12-yard line. They're going to run the clock because they want to run the clock. And off inside, he's still going. He's going to get in the end zone, Barry. Wow, look at that effort inside. My goodness gracious. Well, little handoff inside there. Watch the Transglobal Productions instant replay. Coming into your living room, folks. Y'all step up there and help make the play. No. That Bronco into the end zone, and he just kept his feet going right on in for the 62nd point of the night with the extra point attempt coming.
You know, the most ever scored by the Broncos in the game with 70 back in 1955 against El Paso Bowie. Largest margin of victory was 64 points. It's going to be 55 tonight after the extra point is good. Cordova has been perfect on the extra points tonight, and they put up the 63rd point of the night to lead with 45 seconds to play. It is the Broncos 63 and the Hawks 7.
Let's go! The Texas oil boom has returned, and Rexco Poly Fittings is your Lone Star choice in polyethylene, steel, and brass needs with a wide variety to choose from. Locally owned and operated in the Permian Basin since 1982, Rexco's experienced staff will help you get the right fittings and valves to help you get the job done. Go to RexcoPoly.com. Rexco, your poly supply company located in Midland and Odessa. Let's go!
Our Transglobal Productions Dr. Pepper Game of the Week as the Broncos leading at 63-7, 26-yard drive, 5 plays, 2:26 on the clock. And it's been all Broncos tonight from the get-go.
It really has. Boy, it's been a dominating piece of work by these Broncos tonight. And be very proud of their effort and what they did. You play a team that you don't see, that you probably didn't get a lot of film on, and you just play hard and play your technique and play what you've been coached to do. I was out there Tuesday a little bit watching them, and they were flying around. You could tell this ball club was ready to play.
Unless I'm misreading my record book, Kyle, this may be the most points put up since 1955.
Well, there you go, and that's something that these Bronco coaches and all these kids that are involved in the program can be very proud. They've put their stamp in the record book for Odessa High School football.
I'm still looking. Go ahead.
First and 10 from the 25-yard line. Little handoff inside to the running back there. Not much as a whole host of Broncos come in and make the play. Coming off the bottom of the pile for the Broncos, number 67, Alberto Velasquez. Along with a couple of other guys inside. Clock running now. That's probably going to be maybe the last play of the ball game. We're down to 10 seconds left in the contest.
And it's been all Broncos tonight. They scored for the first time just one play into their first offensive possession. This one's going to be picked off, and that will be the final play of the game.
Unless he scores, which is possible. No, you're going to get knocked out. Boy, he took a shot over there on the sideline, but that's going to end it up, as you said, Barry.
And I'm trying to see who intercepted the ball. I think it was was that a 16? Well, I'll tell you, when you read the newspaper.
15.
15. And so the interception by Rangel will put a topper on this ball game. Our final score, the Broncos 63 and the Hawks 7. This Dr. Pepper Transglobal Productions Game of the Week, produced and directed by Bob Bailey. Debbie Bailey handled the replay. Our cameras tonight, Grant Barrage and Steve Johnson up top, Justin Oakes and Hagen Barrage in the north and south end zone. And now for Larry Thornhill and Kyle Hubbard. Barry Sykes saying thank you for being with us. Love doing these ball games every Friday night, and glad that you are with us, and we will see you next week when the Broncos remain at home against the Lubbock Coronado Mustangs.